Hello YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. Welcome to the Wholemade Veedverks Outlaw Cup Series playoff race number 3 here at the Michigan International Speedway. We're here for Consumers Energy 400 here in Michigan. It's going to be a blast here tonight. This is the final race of round number 1. The 40 to Jay Wood off in the race lead up ahead of the 9 party people. Let's see how these 100 teammates work it out. Jay Wood has been very dominant thus far.
Oh, yes.
Look at the inside. Look at that 9 of party people as they come around to complete lap number 1.
Trying to get around to 48 of Jay Wood.
Jay Wood holding his own up high. He'll come and complete lap 1 in the race lead. He'll bring the 17 to Trans Am 2 is outside behind him. How about Viz, the 18 of Motorsports, joining us up front? Party trying to fight that inside to keep that race lead, but that outside so strong. Side by side to the line, Jay Wood's going to have the momentum and the run around the outside. That time was the 48. And but the 12 of Dakfu falling into line there behind the 9 of party people. Contact Corey into the back of the 17 of Trans. The Hendrick duo still side by side up front. Behind them a couple of Fords. Trans and Jay Wood working pretty well together. But Jay Wood finally cleared to the race lead. This should be a
9 party people right behind him.
Well, he has been there, so I hope so. All right, so this should be about a 30 lap stage here. Correct? Are we looking at about 30 laps? 27 laps?
29 total.
29 laps. Cool. Yeah.
25 to go in line.
25 laps to go here. The start finish line. Here comes that 17 of Trans up the inside. How about that 14 of Grizzly? Good to see him joining up front. Grizzly giving a good push to his Roush engine mate. Up the inside, trying to close up on that 48. Yeah, somebody needs to get out of the wind tunnel. Anyway, Grizzly was up on that inside. He was working well with the 17, but look at how quickly he lost his teammate. The 17 is driven off and away without him. And that's just kind of what happens in racing. You don't have friends. You're kind of off on your own. Even though it's early in the race, you kind of have to fend for yourself. Trans saw his opportunity. He ditched the 14, and he's up battling with this 48 and this 9. So still up front, we have Jay Wood over Trans. Party people sat 3rd. Grizzly sat 4th. How about Corey in 5th? Motorsports 6th. Booby 7th. Dakfu 8th.
Oh, and Trans makes a move on the inside.
Miz 9th. Addy in 10th. Now can Trans complete the pass? That has been the question, because getting to the inside and actually completing the pass have been 2 different things. But he gets a great push from Corey. Can he clear up the outside? He's giving Jay Wood room still. Not yet, not yet. Jay Wood still fighting hard on the outside. And now Trans should clear up to the race lead, and he is clear as Corey hits pit road.
Yeah.
This will be a one-stop stage. Does Jay Wood have what it takes to get with Trans here? Because remember, those two, those are playoff spoilers. Party sat 3rd. Yes, he's in the playoffs. He has 1 win in the playoffs, but he's the final driver in the playoff grid that is in the next round. So he, however, there's no, pressure from behind, as, freaking Malico did not start today's event, so they will not advance into the next round. So there's no possible way for Freak to get eliminated. You still want to have a great run heading into the next round. Now, I guess it would be bold of me to assume, but Ripper, have you ever had, playoff experience, and have you had to kind of build your momentum into the next round?
Yes. It's kind of, for me, it's kind of like, it's like a one-in-a-lifetime moment that you can actually try to get into the playoffs. I've never actually gotten a win to lock myself into the playoffs. I've always had to go in by points. Okay, so
I'll speak on my behalf, since I have won races in leagues and actually have competed for championships and won a championship. Going into these next rounds, momentum is so important, especially because this schedule is not like the traditional schedule. This schedule is different in terms that this is not what you see in Everett leagues. This is kind of on its own. It's unique, and that's great. As you see, the 48 of Jay Wood's quickly closing on the 6 of Corey. Corey had just pitted, so he's on fresh tires, trying to stay on the lead lap as Jay Wood holds on to the race lead. But back to the point, obviously a win you're in, that helps greatly. Sometimes you don't always have the stars line up to where you need to, where you get a win in every round, and that's okay. You need to stay consistent though. Consistent finishes, continue to bring that momentum. A bunch of second place finishes is a lot better than a win and a 7th and a 5th, and another win and an 8th and a 13th. But if you're finishing second, you're clicking off, and you're closer and closer to a win each time you finish second.
Consistency matters more than a bunch of random wins.
Yeah, consistency is key. So, I mean, yeah, I've finished in the top 5 before. I would try to finish in the top 5, because my thing is if you can get in the top 5, you have a chance of going for that championship, and you have a larger chance of getting into the final one. Like, not like completely final, but once you get to the last race before the final 4, you want to try to earn as much more spots than you did in any other races. I go for the win all the time, and it sometimes doesn't work because I think 3 to 4, maybe 5 different strategies off in my head, and I can't get the right one to stick, so I have to keep changing my strategies, and it's what gets me. If you can stick to one strategy, and you can make that strategy work, you're good as gold. You gotta make sure that your thoughts process is right. So,
and that's why you've never won a league race, right? You just continue to change strategies. You can't stick to one strategy.
No, I can't stick to one strategy. I have to go multiple strategies because
that's why you don't win at all. Or ever come close.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Well, I mean, you gotta think about it. Every league race I've been in, that there's been a caution, so I've had to change my strategy multiple times.
But
so now,
so does the rest of the field.
Well, my thing is if we were green flag racing all the time, right? I wouldn't think about green flag racing. I'd be thinking, okay, we can have a caution at any moment, and I start changing up my strategies.
That is a terrible way to think. And that's why you don't win the league races.
You want to think that there's going to be no strategy and try to make it a long-run car and then decide on what pitch strategy you want to use.
Right, yeah, that's understandable.
So it's tough, because oval racing is tough. You run a road course race kind of backwards in terms of strategy. You set a pit lap to where you can make it to the end, and you have to pit that lap, and then you have to pit the same amount of laps from that lap to the end into the race. So you know how like Watkins Glen usually pit, you can make it about 33 laps, so people pit at about lap 57, and what is 57 minus 33? Well, that's usually about 24, so people pit at 24 and 57. But at ovals, it's different. As we have time to talk about this. They're single file. Dakfu actually going for a pass on transfer second. Motorsports sat third. All right, we're getting ready to go 3 wide. Corey has not been able to pull away. from this lead pack. Dakfu up to second. I mean, for ovals, it's different because everybody's kind of running different rates. You know, the way you take the track can have you. I guess it's different for all tracks as well. But the way you take the track can have a more a harder impact on your tires, or heavier impact on your tires, and so you have to think about that. Whereas a road course, if your tires are worn out but you're skilled, you can still run fast lap times. Here comes the 17 of Trance, the pit road.
Oh yes, well easy, and also not only Trance, we got
Grizzly and Miz.
Grizzly and Miz as well going to pit lane. But so in this area,
Well.
Were you having a Biden moment there, or?
Oh. Shoot.
I was doing something, so hang on. So in this route, we've had no cautions.
Right, here comes
This
the 9
entire
party
time
people to pit road. Yes.
So let's see. Hang on.
Yes, let us see that there has been no cautions. We didn't have any cautions last night. Tonight should definitely be one of those. Here comes the 14 of party people. He's gonna go one lap down. Corey has just gone one lap down to Jay Wood.
So what can you see to yourself? What do you think we could see tonight with this group of people? Do you think we're gonna see that no magic C word again?
It's very possible. These guys, they're very cool, calm, and collected. When it comes to here comes the 18 of Motorsports to pit road. What also helps is these guys, they're pitting on several different laps. You see Motorsports, he came in by himself. People came in a couple laps before. People came in a lap before. Who are going to come in the next 2 laps, the next lap. What helps with this kind of racing is, although it's pack racing, I know these guys have a lot of trust for each other, and they've raced each other week in and week out, so they kind of know each other's tendencies. Pitting at different laps kind of splits the pack up, which allows this race to get cleaner, to get green, more to the end. And that's kind of what you want in these races, especially because these races end up becoming about fuel strategy. And last thing you want is to have a random caution coming and throwing your strategy out the window. As somebody's coming to pit road, I think they've crashed coming to pit road. Might have been the 19 of Spooby.
That's not good.
So Jay Wood continues to lead over to 12 of Dakfu. Everybody else has kind of already cycled through pit road. So where these guys come out? And I think the 48's coming this time. He is. Which gives the lead to the 12 of Dakfu. So in the middle, green flag pit stops here. Trying to see if these guys will only have to make one stop at this stage. I assume they do. But now you figure out, do you want to optimize tires or optimize your fuel?
I almost completely spaced it out going out, came onto the track.
And here comes more cars coming to pit road. It's the 41 of Devon. And the 17 of Tran, not the 17 of Tran, my bad. The 47 of Addy. The 16 of Toyota. I'm sorry, the 66. Wow. So Dakfu kind of running in no man's land here. Interesting to see when he comes to pit road, which I think is now. Don't speed, don't speed, don't speed. We'll see who the new race leader is. Or do we get that? The 12 is still our race leader. But Corey, look now. Let's take a look at this. The 6 of Corey is so far out in front of the 48 of Jay Wood. So Corey will be racing Dakfu on pit exit. Dakfu trying to stay on the apron. I don't think he did. Man, oh man, and Corey had a good view of that. Let's see if Corey says anything.
So is Corey still is Corey the leader or no?
Corey is second because Dakfu might have taken like no tires and only fuel.
Huh. This can come down to this video next time.
So can Corey chase on Dakfu? We'll have. You will have 6 laps to coming around to 5 laps to go this time by.
Okay. So do you think Dakfu took gas and no tires?
Be about the only thing.
Dakfu could have taken anything, but he did get out in front of Corey. And Jay Wood sat third. So Dakfu trying to get himself one of these stage victories.
But will it pay off?
Maybe he had enough gas in his car.
Did he maybe only took a splash of fuel in 2 rights or something.
Maybe. I mean, anything's possible, you know?
When you're desperate enough to win a stage, yes. Or he could have maybe just had a way better pit stop because he is not too far ahead from Dakfu. Or I'm sorry, from Jay Wood. But Jay Wood also did pits a lot earlier than Dakfu did, so they could have made up time. Jay Wood closing the gap on Corey here, coming around to 4 laps to go. Corey pitted super early. Jay Wood has fresher tires, so Jay Wood goes on by for second. We'll be coming around to 4 laps to go here at Michigan in stage number 1.
Dang. I think Jay Wood's gonna get him.
Jay Wood is closing the gap, but catching and passing are 2 different words.
Yeah, that is true, because he can block like crazy for when he catches up.
Right, and Dakfu's not going to put up much of a fight. Side by side, down to back. Jay Wood around the outside. He will clear back to the race lead. Coming around to 3 laps to go in stage number 1, but Dakfu looks down low. And he does not have the grip. He definitely did not take 4 tires. I don't know what he did.
That's why he let him by, I'm guessing.
Yeah, he doesn't have the grip to fight.
And he doesn't want to try and wear them out more than he has to.
Now, who does have the grip to fight? How about Trans and Motorsports? Bump drafting to get up to the 6 of Corey. Motorsports is there. Looking to the inside of Corey. Side by side, Motorsports going to clear the 3rd position. And Trans to 4th. Oh, Spooby into the wall. Two laps remaining here in stage number 1, and Jay Wood is pulling away. What else is new? Dakfu sat 2nd, but now Motorsports and Trans, they can duke it out for 3rd with a lap and a half to go. Now Motorsports is in the playoffs, Trans is not. They're pretty good friends. We'll see how much of a fight Trans puts up on Motorsports. One lap to go here in Michigan in stage number 1. Jay Wood is gone. These guys, they're reeling in that 12 of Dakfu, but will they have enough time? Motorsports trying to get 2nd. Trans is pushing Motorsports down the back straightaway. Can he get there? I don't think he can. Through turns 3 and 4. If Dakfu can get on the gas, and I think he did, he is good. So to this our finish line, Jay Wood wins stage 1, Dakfu 2nd, Motorsports 3rd, Trans Am 4th, Corey 5th. Those will be the 5 drivers getting stage points there in stage number 1. Smoothie fends off the rest of the crowd. He finishes 6th in stage 1. Over Miz, Clutch, Grizzly, and Addy to round out the top 10. Make sure you go to Veedverks.com and use promo code VCOS for discounts on CBD-based products and needs. We're going to rack them, stack them, and run them again here in stage number 2. What do we take of that? That was a one-stop stage for sure. Everybody made one stop, but at different points. Next stage is going to be shorter. Ripper, what are we going to see in next stage? Granted, it will be shorter.
Still pit strategy, I'd say.
Well, I mean, shorter. I think they're all gonna have enough gas to make it to the end.
That is incorrect.
Oh, they not?
They will not.
How many
If
are
they didn't have
they
enough
short?
this time, they won't have next time.
How many are they short?
27 laps.
We have a 27
They'll
lap
have to
runner here
pit.
for stage number 2.
They're gonna have to pit. It'd be harder than heck to save here, honestly.
They're going to be 5 laps short.
You're not safe in 5 laps.
Now somebody's bound to try it, but it's not going to work out in their favor. Look, everybody's still in the pack, so nobody's saving fuel yet. Motorsports going for the race lead. 3 wide for the race lead. Corey in the middle. Coming off of turn number 4. Who wants it more? To the start finish line, crashing in the back. Crashing in the back. Corey leads at the line. Party people, heavy damage.
And the 9 of party people.
And the 66 of Toyota.
Was that a caution?
I believe so. I believe they're racing it back. 3 wide once again. Jaywood puts him in the middle. Oh, Corey in the wall. Jaywood forced his way to the race lead.
Dang, this is crazy. Every spot matters.
And
Every
it
spot.
does. Smoothie peeking down low. Corey and Motorsports duking it out for a second. More contact. Racing back to the caution. Dakfu into grass. Contact with Trans. Corey gets second over Motorsports for Smoothie 4th. And once again, the Cup Series in stage number 2 brings us our first caution of the week.
Dang. That just shows how good they are.
Yes, sir. It took 143 laps around Michigan this week before we got our first caution for a crash. 143 laps.
Wow. That was insane. 3 wide to the line. Cars wrecking. Now this is our first caution in a week or 2, right?
This will be our first caution in a week. We did get cautions last week at Texas. We did get cautions. We got 4 of them.
Okay, so this is our first caution in a week. This isn't bad. If they can continue this, like if they can go green flag for the rest of the race, that'd be great.
Now here's where it gets interesting. Because what? This is the 3rd lap of the stage we just crossed under. We're still going to have another lap under caution. These guys, if they pit now, get full tanks, and they save under caution, they're only going to be 1 lap short. So now we can definitely see somebody try to save a lap. And I think the 24 Miz, I think he knows track position is key. He maybe just took a splash, and Miz comes out as the race leader. The battle for second is Corey over Jaywood over Motorsports. And Smoothie round out your top 5.
Should be able to go this time.
Followed by Clutch and Ferdan, then Randall, Devin, Trans, Grizzly, the top 10.
Yeah, we're good to go this time.
Followed by Addy, Dakfu, Party People, Toyota. So double wide and ready to go. Miz, remember he finished second last night in the truck race. We'll see what Miz can do here. So double wide ready to go for our first restart of the week. The 24 of Miz is going to come through the Geico restart zone, and green, green, green. So Miz to the race lead. Jay Wood's already peeking to the inside. Side by side down the back. Motorsports is going to push Jay Wood. Look at him fan out. And cleared to the race lead is the 48 of Jay Wood. He made it look easy.
He always does.
Rightfully so. The 18 of Motorsports trying to clear Miz for second.
I mean, when does he never ever make it look not easy?
English?
When does he never make it look not easy?
Oh, contact Miz into the wall and into the back he goes. He collects the 14 of Grizzly. The 41 of Devin, the 6 of Corey.
Oh no.
Nobody's called it yet. A more wrecking. The 62 of Randall, the 47 of Addy. Racing it back to the start finish line is going to be Jay Wood over Motorsports. Clutch and Addy got together with Randall.
Come around me, Trans. Everybody past 19.
Yeah, that was all the 24. He came down into the 19 and kind of washed into the outside wall. It sucks, but
Pits will be open this time. Yeah.
well, here comes the field down pit lane. Interesting strategy by Miz, but now everybody pits. Now everybody will make it to the end. So now we're just going to go racing, boys.
Huh?
Dang.
Oh, you're fine.
And you know what happens when we just go racing?
Racing and you got loose.
Cautions breed cautions.
Ask Emerson what?
This one could get interesting.
How many times did Grizzly flip on the back stretch?
I never saw him flip. The 18 of
He
Motorsports,
never saw him flip.
his car never flipped on our screen. We watched the wreck, but never flipped.
Okay.
And Jay Wood
He
wins
swears
it
that
off
he was
pit
a
road.
Randall, but
Yep, Motorsports wins the race off pit road over Randall.
Oh, really?
Yeah, make sure you have your facts checked before you speak.
I swear I didn't even see. Yeah, I didn't see Motorsports come off first.
yeah.
I was looking right at the TV too.
I'm gonna put 100 on Chase.
Oh,
No, you weren't.
goodness. There's two
I
of the
must not
cars
have
in
seen
front of them.
I'm going
I
slow
must not have
against
seen
the
it.
wall.
That is
Wait.
correct.
My fault. The 18 wins it off over the
Yep.
62.
So,
Followed by
because
the
the 48 of Jay with the 17 of Trans, right, and the 9 of Party Wheel. That's our top 5. We're double wide ready
Yep.
to go. Now, what happens here? Randall Motorsports, they understand. They just pitted. They only had to take a splash and 2 rights, maybe. So, and now everybody can make it to the end of the field. So, everybody's here to race. They understand track position is key. So, let's get ready to go. The 18 of Motorsports, the control car into the Geico restart zone. Green, green, green.
And here's the 48 of Jaywood pushing the 18 of Motorsports.
All over that yellow line. Trying to work to the inside, but Motorsports is glued. Now about the 11 of Clutch in for Dan today. Clutch into third. Looking to join this battle for the race lead. Jaywood understands, he trusts Motorsports, he's trying to push to get away from him, but Clutch with a huge draft around the outside, looking for second, trying to go for the race lead maybe. Motorsports goes up to block, he still goes higher, 3 wide for the race lead now. Trans is gonna push Jaywood. Motorsports is in the circle hole. Jaywood's got a great push. And up the inside, Jaywood, as always, cleared to the race lead. Trans, the second, going for the race lead now, is the 17.
Oh, some contact.
There, a lot of contact. Side by side for the race lead, neck and neck, heading into turn 1. Trans on the bottom, look at the 11 of Clutch way up the track. Jaywood trying to make it flow around the outside.
Oh, and the 41 around.
Wow, I can't believe I
Collects
made it
3
through.
cars.
Wrecking the back.
Collects the 66 of Toyota.
The 62 of Randall. The 24 of Miz is back there.
Miz. Oh my.
The race back to the line. Jaywood's got a huge advantage. Until the start finish line, it is going to be Jaywood over Trans and Addy.
So is it 41 and then it was the second? 41, 24.
41-24. That is already the second caution of the night on the 24.
No, that one was the 41's cost.
That was on the 41.
Yeah. You want to, if you got my stream members, open members, and you want to see a close call, go back and watch my crew coming through that shit.
Let us see. Let us see.
No, it's not. Space will be open this time.
Oh my goodness! I'm gonna see if I can pull this up on the broadcast. This one was that was gnarly, to say the least.
Yeah, it's open. Yeah, that was one of those better lucky than good type folks there.
So here comes the field down pit road.
And I could have stuck my hands out the windows and touched both of
Oh,
your
the
cars.
41 caught the apron. Alright, so let's see how this looks.
And the 66 of
Toyota comes out as a
Toyota comes
race
off
leader.
first.
Let's see, here's the replay here from Spooby's onboard. You see the 41 clips the apron and he collects the 24 and the 60. Wow! I mean, look at that. That is wild. One more time for the broadcast. Let's look at that in slow motion. The 66 of Toyota is the race leader over the 48 of Jaywood. We're still watching this replay here. You see down on the left side of your screen. There goes the 41. Collects the 24. 19 of... So he dives down. The 62 gets hit. And wow! What a miss.
Alright, we'll be good to go this time.
We're going to go green this time, guys. We're going to get this replay off your screen. And get back to the coverage here. The 66 of Toyota. Here as our race leader. Trying to play a little playoff spoiler himself as the field comes to the Geico restart zone. The 66 of Toyota is going to be our race leader. Green, green, green. He did not get a great start. Look at the 48 of Jaywood go. The 66 forgot what a gas pedal was. Now Jay Wood cleared the top 4 cleared of the inside lane. My goodness. I don't know why he took the race lead if he forgot where his gas pedal was. He just was causing havoc. Dangerous spot for that 66 to be if he wasn't going to go in that start. That was terrible. He blew that restart so bad. Here comes the 17 at Trans trying to stay with the 48 of Jay Wood. 9 of Party People here as well. But the top 4 are broken away. All 4 of these drivers very capable of winning. The 48 of Jay Wood is so dominant. The 17 of Trans Am has been playoff spoiler. The 6 of Corey is dominated this season. And the 9 of Party People is our defending series champion. How about the 19 of Spooby? Up in this elite battle. So Jay Wood continues to hold station, but Corey around the outside of Party People. For 3rd, he gets clear. Side by side for the race lead. Trans down low. Jay Wood a push from Corey. How about 3 wide? Corey in the wall. Almost contact with Trans. Trans still holding it down low, trying to get that run. Tries to clear up, but Jay Wood's still out there. Corey trying to swerve back there out, trying to keep that car under control. Trans clear to the race lead ahead of Jay Wood. Remember, these guys can make it to the end. This is an all-out race. How about Spooby up here? I'm trying to make it 3 wide for the race lead. He's peaking. He's up there. He's way up there. Not gonna happen. The 48 Jay Wood cleared to the race lead. So Jay Wood holding station. How about the 47 of Addy up here? The 14 of Grizzly up here. Here comes the 17 of Trans up the inside once again. Look at this pack. The 47 of Addy, the crossover right in front of the 17 of Trans. He checks him up, trying to get to the inside. Trans is pushing. Here comes the 14 of Grizzly. The 19 of Smoothie back into the mix. Looking to the inside comes the 47 of Addy. He ran on board with the 17 of Trans. He wants to take it 3 wide. He doesn't want to put it in the wall. He's going to push the 48. Swoopy around the outside looking for 4th. So Trans trying to work over that 48 of Jay Wood. Right, he's pushing that ally number 40 dominate. The top 3 are pushing. back in the back. The 24 Miz. The 11 of Clutch is wrecked back there as well.
Run it back. This is gonna be a quickie.
Caution is out. The 66 of Toyota has left the session. And we're getting close to the end of stage number 2, so they've called this one to be a quickie yellow. It is the last possible moment as the field is coming around to 5 laps to go. J1 holding on to it. This is important. To the start-finish line is going to be J-Wood over Trans, Addy, Grizzly, and Smoothie, the top 5. Quick yellow, we're going to have everybody be able to pit this time around, double up, and get ready to go the next time around for maybe a 3-lap shootout. So, Sticky, you're in this position.
Yeah.
If you're in the middle of the field, do you stay out or do you pit on this caution with 3 laps to go in the stage?
Middle of the field?
Yes.
Neither is a magnet.
I mean, it would guess so it would matter on what people do in front of you and how many of them do it.
Very valid. I definitely agree with that. So here comes the field. Who's all gonna pit? They all pit. Now who's all gonna take 4 tires? Who's gonna take 2? Who's gonna take a splash? Well, you don't need fuel, so who's gonna take 2 or who's gonna take 4? Who's gonna gamble? Who wants a stage win? It is playoff time. Who wants playoff points? The 19 is down and away. So is the 14, the 47. Everybody's taking 4 tires. The 48 of J-Wood comes out as the race leader once again. Over the 17 of Trans, the 47 of Addy, the 14 of Grizzly. I think the 19 of Spoopy came out 5th. Yep, we're doubled up and we're getting ready to go this time by a quickie yellow, a 3-lap to go on this restart. So what are we going to see on this restart, boys?
Some pretty aggressive racing, I'm gonna guess.
So let's take a look up here.
I'd take go aggressive racing as well. My thing is it going to be the 48 that's going to get that lead, keep that lead, or is it going to be the 47 that's going to overtake it of the 48?
Or somebody going to take it 3 wide like the 17 of Trans. Now remember here, the 48 of J, but the 17 of Trans, they're not battling in the playoffs. They are here just for wins. The 47 of Addy, he's in the playoffs. The 19 of Spoopy, the 14 of Grizzly, they're in the playoffs. Actually, I don't know if the 14 of Grizzly is. I have to look at the playoff standings once again. But there's a grab bag of people up here. Into the restart zone. Green flag in the air. We're racing with 3 laps to go in stage number 2.
And the 47 just dips into 3rd place with a 3 wide for 5th.
Yeah, quite the aggression back there. That is way farther back than
Wow.
5th, by the way. That is not 5th place. Here comes Spoopy up the inside of Addy. They're like little tandems. Like this is 2011. Motorsports is way up the track. Spoopy to 3rd. He tries to throw a block contact. The 47 of Addy in the water. 12 of Dakfoot to 3rd. Here comes the 11 to 4 wide. Two laps to go in stage 2. It's J-Wood over Trans. Corey Dakfu duking it out for third. Coming around 1 lap to go in stage number 2. It's still Jay Wood over Trans over Corey Dakfu and Clutch. Coming to the start finish line. Jay Wood is gonna win stage 2 over Trans.
It looks like the 47's out of gas.
Yeah, the Corey third, Dakfu fourth, Clutch in fifth. So those are going to be your top 5 drivers getting stage points here in stage number 2. Make sure you go to Veedverks.com and use promo code VCOS for discounts on CBD-based products and needs.
Definitely gonna need them for after yesterday. Dang, it was intense.
Well, after that restart, that was intense. 4 wide for 4th.
I know.
So if that's what happened here in stage 2, who knows what's going to happen in stage 3?
5, 6 wide.
Well, what I do know is we are going to rack them, stack them, and run them once again here for stage number 3. We're going to have about 37 laps when we go green, and it should be a one-stop stage. So here we go to field double wide and ready to go. Jay Wood, Trans, green flag in the air, racing in stage 3 at Michigan.
So their fuel mileage is
About 22 laps.
22 laps.
I have a 38 lap stage on our hands, so it will be a one-stop stage. Pretty much there's no strategy. You're pretty much racing and making a pit stop. Unless a caution comes out, then we're talking, but...
There could be a strategy.
Oh, the 12 of Dakfu in the grass! Somehow he keeps it from spinning and keeps that car under control. Devin trying to get the third on Corey. Corey was trying to get second from Trans. Trans still fends him off. 3 wide for third. Devin, a push from Grizzly up the middle. So it's Devin the third, Grizzly the fourth. So up here to battle for 5th, Corey trying to fend off this pack. Motorsports on his back bumper. Party people up the inside. Corey cleared the 5th. Trans is... Look at this. Look at this. Trans is pushing Jay Wood down the straightaways. He's not battling him. He is pushing him. Because he knows if they gap the rest of the field, it is just those two.
And remember, they're hitting 200 plus. They're hitting 200 plus on the front on the straightaways too.
Yes. And
my thing is now I'm all about strategies, and that's what I think. So
You think too much.
I think there's a strategy with this to where I don't think you're gonna need to make a 1/5 pit stop. I think you're gonna be able to make it all. You're gonna need to make a pit stop, but there's a way you can do the pit stop to where you can come out in the lead and finish the race with just enough of everything.
What? Why would you just not split the stage in half?
Because
oh, crash!
Oh, crash! I saw that.
The 6 of Corey's wrecked.
And there's a 66 blue motor.
Oh yeah, that was in stage 2.
Swear to God, I just saw him in this stage.
Nope.
I must be seeing a different color because.
Yes, you are. How about this battle for 4th? Motorsports trying to defend off Spooby. Here comes party people.
So, well, you want to try to run it as far as you can. Now, I would think maybe running it to where figure out where you lose the lap of fuel at. Run it to where you have 0 laps of fuel. If it runs out at pit road, you're gonna need to pit when it's at 1 lap to go, because as soon as you hit that pit road line, you're gonna be out of gas. But running it dry, you can make a pit stop when you have 0 laps of fuel left. Turn around, take a splash.
Oh, big one! Party people hard into the inside wall.
Party people hard in the wall.
He caught the apron, and that was it.
Wow. But as I was saying, and as Trans is just pushing Jay Wood down the front stretch.
Yeah, it's just gonna be between those two. There's no strategy in this stage, and so they're just gonna settle it between themselves.
But I mean, if there was a strategy, run it to where it's dry, take a splash of gas to the right and 2 right side tires, and run it the rest. Depending on how your left sides are. If your left sides are good enough to where you can run take a 2-tire pit stop, then you're good. But if you can't make a 2-tire pit stop, then you're not good.
You'd have to take. No, that's not. Okay, so what you're trying to say is if you run it empty, say it's 22 laps, there's still 38 minus 22. There's still 16 laps left in the race. So you still have to take at least, let's see, half a tank is 16 laps, half a tank is 11 laps, and half of 11 is 5.5. So 11 plus 5.5. You still have to take a can and a half of fuel. You might as well take 4 tires. Oh, yeah. Big wreck on the back straight with the 19 of Spooby's wrecked. He's collected 24 Miz. The 18 of Motorsports is in the grass. The 14 of Grizzly's around. The 24 of Miz. The 12 of Dak Food. The 11 of Clutch.
Wow.
Big accident. And that's
gonna bring.
Killed.
Gotta bring out the magic.
Yeah, that was a caution. That is definitely gonna kill the momentum Jay Wood and Trans had. And now, all that you were talking about goes out the window. Well, it wouldn't have made sense. You would have gone slower on older tires, and then having to take a 4-tire pit stop, or taking a 2-tire pit stop, but having to wait longer on fuel, where you might as well take 4 tires. You have to. If you're gonna think of strategy like that, you have to think it all the way through. You can't take a splash of fuel. You're not gonna have enough fuel. You can't take a can of fuel. You'll still be short by 5 laps. You have to take a can and a half, and you might as well take 4 tires if you're going to be in pit lane for that long. And then if you're going to be in pit lane for that long, you're going to run it till it's empty, spend more time on worn tires. You might as well just split the stage in half and pit for 4 tires and a full tank of fuel anyway.
Yeah, the older the tires, the slower you are.
Yeah. But here comes the whole field to pit road anyway. Scrap all that. Strategy, erase, rip up that sheet out of your notebook. Let's try that again.
Yeah, see, I never thought about it that way.
Huh.
And that's okay.
And that strategy would have never worked.
I mean, it could have worked if everybody else was dog shit slow, but no, we have very fast people in this league.
If everybody was dog shit.
Yeah, so if we were racing a bunch of yous, because you've never won a league race, maybe it would have worked.
Hey. Wow. Gotta kick it right in the kisser, eh?
And then some, yes.
Yeah.
But the race off pit road is won by the 48 of Jaywood, and here we are. We'll be going green with, if we go green this time, we'll be going green with 27. Whoa! Big moment. We'll be going green with 26 laps to go. They have 22 laps of gas. They're going to be 4 laps short. This is tough. Saving 4 laps, you have to go very, very slow. However, if you're able to save those 4 laps and cut out a pit stop, that's great. However, comma, you could also either run it till it's empty. Now you can take a splash and 2 rights and run it to the end. Because if a splash of fuel gets you 6 laps of gas and there's 4 laps left in the race, well, you can do that. Now you can do that.
Now it'll work.
Or,
But I mean,
go for it.
it depends on how you have your car set up.
Right. See, but that's the thing. You gotta either try to save 4 laps of gas, run it till it's empty, pit for a splash and 2 tires, or just a splash. But we'll see what happens. How about Jaywood? I know he's gonna go all out, and the guy who is outside, the 41 of Devon, that guy, he knows how to save fuel. So double wide and ready to go as they come into the Geico restart zone after a huge accident in turn number 3. We are green, green, green for the remainder of stage number 3. So I already expect Trance to just get ready to push Jaywood all the way around the circuit, but Addy's not going to make it easy. Addy's got to try to stay with them. Devon is still up here. They're going 4 wide back here. Three wide still, but down to 2 wide once again. Jaywood taking a higher line through 1 and 2. Over Trans, Devon, and Addy. Randall, how about Randall up in the 5th? As Clutch heads this battle for 6th place. Oh, a little bit of contact. Corey and Miz getting together a little bit. Here comes Devon. Devon, a huge push from Addy. Devon going for the race lead. I don't know if he's saving fuel, boys. He's out there. He can clear up in a new leader. If he clears up, no, Jaywood's got the run. Trying, he's too late. Trans pushing Jaywood down the straightaway. Devon has no help. Addy desperately trying to get there. Oh, Addy hit the apron. That's not going to help Devon, but Devon trying to clear Jaywood on exit. He's not clear. And Devon clear to the race lead. New leader, somebody has bested the 48. Devon got up there with help from the 47 of Addy and got around the 48 of Jaywood. Here comes the 47 of Addy. Now Jaywood's in traffic. We don't quite know how his car handles in traffic. He's been in the lead nearly all race long. And now that's Trans who's gone up to 2nd actually. Now Addy's still duking it out with Jaywood for 3rd. And now Trans going for the race lead on Devon to the inside. Devon's going to have Addy to his rescue. Here comes the 9 of party people. So many blue and red cars up here. And where's the 48 of Jay Wood? He's not even in the top 5. He's all the way back outside the top 10, I believe. Wow, he cannot have a car in traffic. That is insane. Oh, Trans has a moment on the back straightaway. He's slow on the backstretch. Party people in Devon battling for the race lead. Our defending series champion knows how important momentum is in the playoffs, as he just won a championship last season, trying to clear Devon. He has 1 win on the season. He's at the very bottom of the advancing drivers on the playoff grid. He's getting pushed by the 12 of Dakfu, duking it out with the 41 of Devon up here, trying to get himself a race victory here at Michigan. Motorsports with the track and into the outside wall. Devon looks to the outside. He peeks it out there barely. Three wide for second. Here comes Corey for the race lead. 5 cars under a blanket. Where did he come from?
And here comes Dak.
3-4 wide
3
back
wide.
for Seth for third. Corey trying to clear Devon. Can he slide up? Corey cleared to the race lead. The lead changes we're getting. You take that 48 out of the picture. Here comes Devon right back.
41 of Devon.
He wants that race lead back. Corey around the outside. He's too strong up there.
And here comes the 9 of party people. Oh,
That's not the 9.
the 12 of Dagfu, sorry.
Right. So Corey leads that lap, getting a push from the 11 of clutch. Look at this battle. Talk about 190 mile per hour pace laps. Here comes Clutch to the inside of Devon. Oh, Clutch to the outside of Corey. He was loose. Can he keep it up there? No. And now look at this double wide all the way back. Oh, contact Devon in the spoobie.
Three wide for third place.
Yes, sir. They've been 3 wide almost this entire stint. And out of 12 of Dakfu in prime position, sat second to try to get this race lead. Coming around to 15 laps to go. We still don't know what the strategy's gonna be. Can you save 4 laps, or do you just pit first splash? Everybody singled it out up here. Dakfu peaks down low. Devon peeking lower. Devon trying to take second. Cleared to second on Dakfu as Devon. Up the inside, Dakfu sends a missile up there. He sends Devon way up the track. Devon has to back out the throttle. He's in the wall. Wow. Devon literally just booped out of the way and is losing several spots. That was an aggressive move, maybe even a dirty one at if also. Wow. So Dakfu in third right now, Clutch in the second. Party people looking on Dakfu for third.
How many to go?
13. Coming around to 12. Pit stops on the horizon still for most of these guys. Remember, they were 4 laps short at the start, at the restart.
Maybe nothing happened to the 17 of trans. Maybe he kicked. Maybe he had a fuel saver gear and he kicked it right into there.
Oh, somebody's on pit
Maybe
road,
he
I
wants to
think.
try to-
The 18 of
maybe he
Motorsports, he cannot make it to the end. He split this one in half.
Maybe the 17 of trans wants to kick it 4 laps of save 4 laps of fuel.
That's probably what a lot of people are doing if they weren't in a battle for the race lead. And now Corey's driving away, and maybe a lot of these guys are saving in this pack. Here comes the 11 of pit road. Clutch cannot make it to the end. The 19 of Spooby cannot make it to the end. All the JGR Toyotas, a terrible fuel mileage. Something they're going to be working on in the off-season. As they
Maybe.
transition over to iRacing.
Oof. That ought to be fun.
It will be. It's been fun. If y'all been checking out the test races we've been doing Mondays and Fridays.
I watched one of them when you were at North Wilkesville.
Oh, that was fun. Here comes the 9 of party people to pit road. He cannot make it to the end. He's bringing the 24 of Miz. The 41 of Devin. Our fuel saver is in. The 6 of Corey is still out there logging laps. Leading over to 12 of Dakfu. When do we see these guys, and are they going as long as they can? So who can save the fuel, or who's on the right strategy? Corey just put Devin a lap down. Comes Devin trying to get his lap back from the 12 of Dakfu in second. Eight laps to go here at Michigan. Coming around to 7 laps to go for Corey. We expect Corey to come into pit road and within the next 3 laps. Unless he just gets out to a big enough lead where he can save. I mean, he's opening up a huge lead. Remember, he's only racing the 12 of Dakfu. I mean, he's got a huge gap over Dakfu. Now, he can start saving. But I think this is it. This is Corey coming to pit road. The 12 of Dakfu will stay out as your race leader. Six laps to go. Coming around to 5 to go. Can Dakfu make the fuel live? He's backed it off big time. Here comes Dakfu to pit road. So Dakfu giving up the race lead. Who pitted at the right time? And what does Dakfu take? Does he only take a splash? I guess you have to. You're trying to win, right?
Mm-hmm.
The 14 of Grizzly is taking over the race lead. He's going very slow on the track. He's quickly being caught. I believe that's the 17 of Trans he's being caught by. These guys might be saving the distance, I think somebody alluded to. I think the 18 of Motorsports is the first driver who has pitted. So he's in prime position if the 14 and the 17 can't make it. We'll be coming around at 3 laps to go. I think Motorsports is passing Trans for second. Motorsports can make it. He's got 3 laps to go. Can he chase down the 14 of Grizzly? This is insane. He's chasing him now. He's got 2 laps to go. This time by. He's caught him with 2 laps to go. Around the outside goes the 18 of Motorsports. He's not in the playoff race. That's to unlap himself. Oh, man. Getting my hopes up. That sucks. He must have had a penalty or something to be that far behind. Ah, he had a speeding penalty. So that is my apologies for hyping that up as they're coming to 1 lap to go. The 14 of Grizzly's the race leader. Nobody out back, because does the fuel live? You're right on board. The battle is insane further back for the 6th position. But coming through turns 3 and 4, the 14 of Grizzly, he's gonna get her done. He's gonna get himself one of these good old race victories here at Michigan. Trans gets 2nd, Jay Wood 3rd. What a race. So Grizzly wins. Actually, Jaywood got 2nd, Addy 3rd, Corey 4th, Clutch 5th, Inferdan, Dakfu 6th, Spooby 7th, Party People 8, Miz 9th, Devin in 10th. Randall 11th, Motorsports 12th, Trans Am 13th, Toyota 14th. Wow, wow, wow. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at the playoff standings. Whatever's easier. Is there space for us three to hop over?
Yeah.
Alright. We'll hop over then. Alright, so there's your playoff standings on your screen. We're going to hop over and get some post-race interviews going. I'll be right back.
It lets me know, and anybody that does help me build setups, that hey, we can save fuel with those guys that are pretty good at saving fuel, like Devin and Jay Wood.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so let's get to this race. You ran the races last night compared to tonight. There's a few cautions. There's more accidents, more action. I guess would be the reason why. But what do you think was the primary reason why last night's races were much cleaner than tonight's in terms of caution periods? No, like the driving wasn't dirty, but there's just cautions tonight as compared to last night. What do you think led to that?
I think it has a big ability to do with that draft. People trying to guess where other people were letting off. People getting bigger runs coming out of the corner. People are always back on the gas about the same speed, but like Corey coming out through the corners, if he was behind somebody, like my third gear, I could propel a lot faster than probably most cars can, just based on RPM wise, to get up and go.
All right, so Michigan being one of these big bad draft tracks, was it always the intent when you were building your setup to have the fourth gear somewhat like a draft gear or say fuel gear?
The intent didn't come in until really the last little bit of changes that I did, because I started looking around and like, hey, maybe it'll come down to a fuel strategy race, and it did, just enough where I could save.
Awfully lucky.
But I was just trying to be just as fast as those guys with the 3 gears.
Right. I was about to say, so well, with that in mind, you were still pretty fast. You got 6th on the weekly this week, your 38.012. I can't tell if that was qualifying or the race, but nonetheless, still a fast setup. How would you describe the way your car was, handling-wise, in draft versus clean air, and how it was in general?
I think my car was pretty stable. I watched a few guys get loose here and there, have fast cars but be loose. You don't always, you want to have your car as almost stable as possible, especially at these tracks that carry big speed coming out of the corner and into the corner. Any little slight movement, you could send it into the outside wall or send it down into the car next to you.
Right. All right. Well, do you boys have any questions for Grizzly?
No.
Ripper?
Honestly, no, but I'd like to congratulate you on your first place finish tonight.
So, here you are. With the win going into the playoffs, what do you think is your outlook going into this next round to kind of set you up for that final round? Knowing that Watkins Glen's coming up and everything, how are you feeling going into round 2? And if you can make it out of round 2, especially with this win now?
I feel good about Watkins Glen. The road courses earlier this year that we ran, I was pretty good at. I think I can get up in the top 5, maybe challenge for the win. Just depends on how everybody's car is handling.
Right on. Well, it was a hell of a race. Congratulations to you. It was a fun one tonight. Congratulations on your win, and good luck to you next week and in the next round and here in these playoffs as you contend for a championship round 2 and beyond.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir. All right, final thoughts for tonight. It was quite the fun race. Obviously, there was a caution tonight as compared to last night. What do you boys think was the main reason that happened? Well, I think it has the. I think it has a lot to do with it being custom setups tonight, and that these drivers kind of control their own destiny. Most of these guys set it up because this is a bad fast track, nearly wide open all the way around. They set their cars up to be loose to carry more speed in the corners, but sometimes they got a little too loose on them. The drivers couldn't hold on to them, and in turn caused accidents, along with catching the apron, you lose grip, and around you go into traffic, and more cautions happen. And restarts with the hecticity, 3 and 4 wide, sometimes even 5 wide, battling for position. I think a lot of that, just all of that combined, had a lot to do with the cautions tonight compared to last night. But, yeah, what a fun race it was tonight. Make sure you tune in next Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, for the Wholemade Veedverks Gunman Truck Series and the Wholemade Veedverks Bandit Series playoff race number 4 next week there. And next Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, tune in for the Wholemade Veedverks Outlaw Cup Series race, playoff race number 4 there, 8 p.m. Eastern here on the Wholemade Veedverks Outlaw Series channel, Veedverk Cup Outlaw Series Facebook page, and the Twitch. We will see y'all next week. Y'all stay safe. And hope to see you around next week. Yep, tonight's cup race at Charlotte was postponed to tomorrow night, 7 p.m. So hope you all enjoy that one tomorrow. And we'll see you on the flip side.